Very good. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. So we are, first of all, Eid Mubarak to everyone. May Allah bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fast, our prayers, our devotion during the month of Ramadan and give us other opportunities, inshallah. So we are starting or continuing our study of Surah Yusuf. And this morning we'll begin with the ayah number 36, in the section 5 of the surah. So the story of Yusuf alayhi salam was mentioned that he was accused by the lady in his house. Actually, she was the one who was guilty. And the innocence of Yusuf alayhi salam was proven. But somehow they decided to imprison him, put him in jail. ثم بدا لهم من بعد ما رأوا الآيات ليسجرنه. As in ayah number 35 said, then it came to their mind that they should put him in jail, even though he was not guilty. But that's the way how the officials are. Sometimes they throw somebody who has no case, put in jail. So he was put in jail and for some time. So now a story of what happened to him in jail, in prison. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ودخل معه السجن فتيان قال أحدهما إني أراني أعصر خمرا وقال الآخر إني أراني أحمل فوق رأسي خبزا تأكل الطير منه نبئنا بتأويله إنا نراك من المحسنين. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the compassionate. And entered the prison with him two young men. One of them said, I see myself in a dream that I am pressing wine. And the other said, I see me in a dream that I am carrying bread on top of my head, from which the birds are eating. Tell us of its interpretation. Truly we see you among the virtuous. So when Yusuf alayhi salam was sent into the prison, around that time, not necessarily the same time, but he was with him, there was two other young people who were also sent to prison. And these two people, probably they were working in the court, in the palace of the king. they were working, and one of them was the one who used to serve wine, and the other used to bake bread. And so these two young people were also there in the prison. For some, we are not told what was their crime, why they were put in jail, but Mufassirin, the commentators, have all kind of stories. Quran does not mention any of these. Simply says that there were two young people who went into the prison with him. And they saw Yusuf alayhi salam, a noble person, look good person, and of course his treatment, his behavior, the walk and talk and all of this impressed them. They realized that this is a gentle person, this is a nice person, virtuous person. So they saw a dream. Each one of them, both of these young people, they saw their dream. And when you have a dream, you want to know the meaning of that dream, because these dreams sometimes, some dreams, of course, many dreams we have, because sometimes we'd like to understand the meaning of the dream. What is the interpretation of this dream? What does that dream mean? So they saw the dream and they were disturbed. And they wanted to get an idea of what is the meaning of the dream. One of them saw that he is pressing grapes and making wine out of that. So he said, Asiru khamra, I am pressing wine. I mean, you don't press wine, but you press grapes. But that is the result of that. So that's why I say, Asiru khamra, that means I am working and producing wine. So he saw in his dream that he's doing that, in that this is in their lifestyle. It was okay, of course, in Islam it is forbidden, but it is we're talking about those people who are not Muslims. So they were their life. So he saw that he was working to produce wine. And the other person saw that he is carrying bread on his head. A basket of bread he's carrying on his head, and birds are coming and eating from that. تَأْكُلُ الطَّيْرُ مِنْهُ. So it's very strange kind of dreams. So they came to Yusuf alayhi salam and said, نَبِّئْنَا بِتَأْوِيلِهِ. Tell us what is the meaning of this dream. Inna naraka min al-muhsinin. You are a virtuous person. You are a good person. You will be able to tell us about the meaning of that. And they might have learned also that Yusuf alayhi salam had the knowledge of dream interpretation. So they came to him and Inna naraka min al-muhsinin. You are muhsin. Muhsin, the person who does good things. Ihsan. Al-ihsan is excellent deeds. Excellent. So he was excellent in his character, in his behavior. And so wanted, because when you have a dream, you should go to a trustworthy person who can tell you the meaning of the dream. So they come to Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam, he said, قال لا يأتيكما طعام ترزقانه إلا نبأتكما بتأويله قبل أن يأتيكما ذلكما مما علمني ربي إني تركت ملة قوم لا يؤمنون بالله وهم بالآخرة هم كافرون واتبعت ملة آبائي إبراهيم وإسحاق ويعقوب ما كان لنا أن نشرك بالله من شيء ذلك من فضل الله علينا وعلى الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يشكرون. He said, that means Yusuf alayhi salam said, the meal that you are provided will not come to you except that I shall tell you of its interpretation before it comes to you. This is among the things that my Lord has taught me. I have forsaken the way of those who believe not in Allah and those who disbelieve in hereafter. I followed the way of my forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was not our way to associate anything with Allah. This is Allah's grace on us and on mankind. But most people do not give thanks. So Yusuf alayhi salam said, yes, I will tell you the meaning of your dream, and I will do that before your next meal comes. The food that you are served, given regularly, before it comes, I will tell you. Before the time of the meal delivery, I will tell you the meaning of your dreams. And then he emphasized this was an opportunity because these two people were very eager to know the answer. So he wanted to introduce them about the message and wanted to see that they understand about Allah, about the last day, the basic principles of faith that the prophets are commissioned to do that. Prophets are told to teach the people. So he wanted to take this opportunity to tell them. And he said, ذَلِكُمَا مِمَّا عَلَّمَنِي رَبِّي. This interpretation of dreams is that what my Lord has taught me. So the question is, who is your Lord? My Lord has taught me. He said, I'm not worshipping these gods that you worship. That's not my way. Inni taraktu millata qawmin la yu'minuna billah. I'm not of those people who do not believe in Allah. I believe in Allah. So he emphasized his belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَهُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ كَافِرُونَ. And those who do not believe in the akhirah, those who reject akhirah, concept of akhirah. Two essential principles of faith. Iman billah and Iman bil akhirah. The prophets give the basic principles. And the third principle is the Risala, the messengers of Allah, the prophets of Allah. So I'm not from those people who do not believe in Allah, or those who believe in Allah but they associate others with Allah. And I am also among those people who believe in the Akhirah. That is, a day will come after that when people will be resurrected and they will stand before Allah and give the account of their life. That's the whole concept of Akhirah. And this is not a new concept. This is the concept that's been there for a long time, centuries. The generation after generation of prophets have been teaching that. So, inni taraktu millata qawm la yu'minuna billah. I'm not of those people. Millah is the community, millah is the religion, millah is the creed. In different meanings, the word millah is used. Inni taraktu millata qawm. I have left, I have abandoned, I have forsaken the way of the people who do not believe in Allah. And those who reject akhirah, they believe in akhirah. But I follow the way of my forefathers, millat abai. He knew his forefather. And his forefathers, Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub. Yaqub his father, Ishaq his grandfather, Ibrahim his great-grandfather. So he knew that I'm from the noble family of prophets. And it is important when people don't know, you should tell them something. As a prophet, he is supposed to inform them about that. Not bragging, but informing what is the reality. So I follow the ways of the prophets of Allah. Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub. I am from that family. وَمَا كَانَ لَنَا أَن نُشْرِكَ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. It is not our way to do shirk. Egyptian society was a society of shirk. They had belief in many gods. And the ruler, this time, this was not Fir'aun. Qur'an does not mention that he was Fir'aun. He was from some other leaders who came and took over the power. But they used to believe the king also is a god. So they used to worship the king. We do not believe in gods other than Allah. There is no God beside Allah. And that is shirk. ما كان لنا أن نشرك بالله من شيء. It is not our way. ما كان لنا, it is not our way, the way of the prophets of Allah, family of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam, Yaqub alayhi salam. It is not our way to make shirk. نشرك بالله من شيء. That we associate anyone with Allah in His divinity. And this is the bounty of Allah that He has. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given human beings that knowledge that there is only one God. The shirk is against the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, against the teachings of the prophets of Allah. ذَلِكَ مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ عَلَيْنَا. To recognize there is only one God is the bounty of Allah, is the blessing of Allah. So it is the blessing of Allah that we were told the truth and the reality that there is only one God. ذَلِكَ مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ عَلَيْنَا وَعَلَى النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. But there are many people have lost that. They don't give thanks to Allah. They are not grateful to Allah. But they go and start worshipping other gods and committing shirk. And then he goes on to tell them about what is that faith is, because he wants to tell them the reality, not just interpretation of dream, but he is the prophet of Allah. He wants to give them some message. Ya صاحبي السجن أأرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار ما تعبدون من دونه إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان إن الحكم إلا لله أمر ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. O my fellow prisoners, speak to them very nicely, respectfully. O my fellow prisoners, are diverse gods better than Allah, the One, the Almighty, the All-Powerful? You worship not beside Him except mere names you and your forefathers have invented. Names for which Allah has sent down no sanction. Authority belongs to Allah alone. He has commanded that you worship none but Him. This is the straight religion, but most people do not know. Very calm and calculated, convincing way, with wisdom, he is telling them what is Tawheed. So he first addresses them with respect. Ya Sahib, I said, oh my fellow prisoners. Sahib is the one companion. Oh my companions in prison. Is it better to believe in many lords, in many masters, or have just one master who is one alone and powerful over everyone? I mean, serving so many masters, pleasing everybody, it's not that easy. Why not just serve one and recognize him, especially if you know that that person, that being is qahar, overwhelming, powerful. So worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, you'll be going all over here and there, worshipping this one and worshipping this one, this one. So, arbab mutafarriquna khair. Diverse lords is better, or having Allah as one and the powerful, dominating. And these gods that you worship, they are nothing except names. I mean, whatever names you have given, these are names you have invented. They are not really gods. You call them gods, so and so God, this and that, all of these various names that you have is the inventions. They are not gods. You and your forefathers have given those names. Allah has not given any authority for that. There is no reality, there is no truth about it. It is not revealed in any book. It is not given in any message of the prophets that those people are gods. Lat, Manat, and Uzza, that they had it in Arabia, or Wudd, Su'a, Yaghus, and Ya'uq, that the people of Nuh alayhi salam had, or any other name that people might have given. They said those are just names. There is no reality behind those names. You call anything something. If you call some furniture, piece of furniture as God, would not become a God. So anything, if you have, there is no reality behind that. Simply because calling something God does not make that thing God. إن هي إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان. Allah has not sent any authority for that. Allah has not set any sanction for that. The reality, إن الحكم إلا لله. The authority belongs to Allah. Only Allah is God. There is no God but Allah. La ilaha illallah. And Allah has commanded that you worship none except Him. All those what people introduce to you and say, this is God, this is God, this is God, this is not true. You have to reject that. Amara Allah ta'budu illa iyyah. And that is the basic religion. Ad-din al-qayyim. The strong and the straight and true religion. The true religion is this, that there is no God but Allah. ذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيِّمُ. This is the straight religion, but most people do not know that. Most people have forgotten that. Most people have ignored that. But most people do not know. So he emphasized basic belief. Belief in Allah, belief in the last day, and in the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The message of the Prophet of Allah is the message of Tawheed. ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. يا صاحبي السجن أما أحدكما فيسقي ربه خمرا وأما الآخر فيصلب فتأكل الطير من رأسه قضي الأمر الذي فيه تستفتيان وقال للذي ظن أنه ناج منهما اذكرني عند ربك وأنساه الشيطان ذكر ربه فلبث في السجن بضع سنين. O my fellow prisoners, as for one of you, he shall serve wine to his master. And as for the other, he will be crucified. And the birds will eat from his head. The matter about which you inquired has been decreed, has been decided. And he said to the one whom he thought would be saved, mention me to your Lord. But Satan made him forget to mention it to his master. And so he, that means Joseph, remained in prison for several years. So he said, now let me tell you the meaning of this dream, the dream that you had. One of you saw that you are pressing wine. So you are going to be released from the prison and you will go back to your job, become the bartender of the king, and give him the wine. You will serve him wine. So you, فَيَسْقِي رَبَّهُ خَمْرًا. Rabb is here, used in the meaning of master. Not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Rabb is the human master. فَيَسْقِي رَبَّهُ خَمْرًا. So he is going to serve wine to his master. So he will have a position. You will be out. The accusation that you have you will be cleared from this accusation, and the court decision will be that the person is not guilty and he'll be free from the prison. So you will be out of prison soon, and then you will get back to your job. Ammal akhar, the other person, the bread maker, He is going to be executed. He is going to be hanged. وَيُصْلَبْ. And his body will be thrown somewhere, and the birds are going to come and peck on his head and eat from there. In some places, this is what they used to do, that the body will be thrown somewhere, and from there, the wild birds come and eat that body. فَيَتَّأْكُلُ الطَّيْرُ مِنْ رَأْسِهِ. The birds are going to eat from his head. They'll peck on his head and they will eat his brain. And this is what is going to happen. قُضِيَ الْأَمْرَ الَّذِي فِيهِ تَسْتَفْتِيَانِ. The decision has already been made about which you are asking. This is the dream. Your dream is actually telling what is going to happen. And it happens sometimes. The dream, a person will realize what is going to happen. It's come true. Some dreams come true. قُضِيَ الْأَمْرَ الَّذِي فِيهِ تَسْتَفْتِيَانِ. The matter about which you are asking is the decision has already been made. So one of them, you will be free, you will go back to your job. The other says, you will be hanged. وَقَالَ الَّذِي ظَنَّ أَنَّهُ نَاجٍ مِّنْهُمَا اذْكُرْنِي عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ. And the person whom he thought that this person is going to be released from the prison and go back to his job and will serve wine to the king, he said to him, when you are in that position, remember me. Tell the king that there is a person who is innocent, who has not done anything, and he is languishing in the prison. So maybe I'll get out from the prison. Uskurni inda rabbik. Remember me before your master. So, but this person, after he got back to his job, he forgot all about Yusuf. He did not remember him. فَأَنْسَاهُ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan made him forget to remind his master about Yusuf alayhi salam. So Yusuf stayed in prison for many years. Bid'a sinin. Bid'a is used in the Arabic language from 3 to 9. Could be 9 years. Huh? There in the jail. And nobody coming and asking me anything, and nobody was thinking that what was his crime, what was his mistake. Nothing happening. فَلَبِثَ فِي السِّجْنِ بِضْعَ سِنِينَ. So he stayed in the prison several years. Because this gentleman who has got a nice job forgot to mention that. فَأَنْسَاهُ الشَّيْطَانِ. And he's using this word. The shaitan is the one who made that. Because it is all the evil comes from shaitan. So it is shaitan's work. That a person is supposed to be grateful, recognize that the person gave me a good answer to my dream and all those things, and I was released and I got a good job. Forget all that. So this is continued. Yusuf alayhi salam was in prison for many years, but then the king himself saw a dream. So here you can see the story, how it's going. He is in jail. The two young people come in the jail and they have dreams. And one of them had a dream that he is saved. And Yusuf alayhi salam gives the answer to that dream. And this person is now working in the palace. And the king sees a dream. وقال الملك إني أرى 7 بقرات سمان يأكلهن 7 عجاف و7 سنبلات خضر وأخرى يابسات يا أيها الملأ أفتوني في رؤياي إن كنتم للرؤيا تعبرون قالوا أضغاث أحلام وما نحن بتأويل الأحلام بعالمين وقال الذي نجا منهما وادكر بعد أمة أنا أنبئكم بتأويله فأرسلون. The king said, I saw in dreams 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean cows, 7 green ears of corn and others withered. O counselors, tell me the meaning of my dream, if you can interpret dreams. They said, these are confusing dreams, and we do not know the interpretation of dreams. But the one who had been freed from the two and remembered after a time said, I shall inform you of its interpretation. So allow me to go. So king saw the dream. He saw 7 fat cows are being eaten by 7 lean ones, and 7 green ears of corn, and then also he saw 7 the withered one. So it's a strange dream, and the king wanted to know the meaning. What is that? What is it? So he asked people who are in his palace, in his court. He asked them, counselors, Ya ayyuhal mala, O my people, tell me, what is the meaning of this dream if you know the meaning of the dream? Interpret this dream. Tell me the meaning of my dream. Aftuni fi ru'yaya. Aftuni, the answer, like fatwa. So he's not asking for a fatwa, religious fatwa, but he's answering the answer. So after, give me the answer of my dream, or explanation of my dream. In kuntum li ru'ya ta'burun, if you know the ta'bir ru'ya, the explanation of dream, if you know that, then tell me. They said, it's like bad stomach, something like that. Azghas wa ahlam. Confusing them. Don't worry too much about that. People see that all kind of dreams. So this is just useless, meaningless dream. Azghas wa ahlam. Meaningless dream. Confusing dreams. And also they said, we do not know the meaning of dreams. وَمَا نَحْنُ بِتَأْوِيلِ الْأَحْلَامِ بِعَالِمِينَ. We are not alims of ahlam. We do not know what the dreams mean. And now, suddenly, this person who was released from the prison and who asked Yusuf alayhi salam the meaning of his dream, suddenly realized, oh, I saw the dream, and somebody gave me a true answer, and very knowledgeable. So, قال الذي نجا منهما, from those 2 people, the one who was saved, and he remembered, وَالذَّكَرَ بَعْدَ أُمَّةٍ, and he remembered after a time. Ummah, as you mentioned before, Ummah has several meanings. Ummah means community, Ummah means a group of people, and Ummah also means the time, period of time. But وَالذَّكَرَ بَعْدَ أُمَّةٍ, and he remembered but after some time. He said, I will tell you the meaning of this dream. أَنَا أُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِتَأْوِيلِهِ. So allow me to go to the jail and find out about that person, that honest person, great person. I will go to ask him to give me the explanation of this dream. أَنَا أُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِتَأْوِيلِهِ فَأَرْسِلُونَ. Now he remembered that. وَالذَّكَرَ بَعْدَ أُمَّةٍ. He remembered after a long time. He remembered that. So he said, tell me, allow me to go, and then I'll bring you the answer for that. يوسف أيها الصديق أفتنا في 7 بقرات ثمان يأكلهن 7 عجاف و7 سنبلات خضر وأخرى يابسات لعلي أرجع إلى الناس لعلهم يعلمون. قال تزرعون 7 سنين دأبا فما حصدتم فذروه في سنبله إلا قليلا مما تأكلون ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك سبع شداد يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن إلا قليلا مما تحسنون ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك عام فيه يغاث الناس وفيه يعصرون. So the man came and he said, Yusuf, oh you the righteous, أيها الصديق, tell us the meaning of 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, 7 green ears of corn and others withered, so that I may return to the people that they may know. He said, you will sow for 7 years as usual. Whatever you reap, leave it in its ears. Save a little from which you eat. After that will come 7 years of hardship, which will consume all that you had stored, but a little of what you used to set aside. After that will come a year when the people will have abundant rain and will press juice and oil. So he gave them the answer of the dream and then also explained that there will be a problem, but here is the 15-year plan. 7 years, 7 years, and then 1 year. So explain to them, this is the problem that's going to be, and this is the solution for that problem. So tell them that 7 years you will have good harvest. Baqarat siman, the heavy cows. So 7 years will be good years. And then after that, there will be famine, drought, no rain. And those will be the lean years. So 5 years, then be lean years. 7 years, there will be a problem, famine. But what you should do when you have good crops, don't eat all of it. Eat some of it and save some of it. Leave the grain in its bushels, in its ears, the corn in its ears. Because when the corn is kept in its ears, the insects don't eat it. The insect don't spoil it. It remains good to be used as a seed for harvest. So he said, leave some of it, but leave it in its bushels, in its ears. Don't consume everything. So eat whatever you need, but be careful and save some of it. Because after that, 7 years come when you will have no harvest. And whatever you're going to eat, you will eat. But you have to be careful that you have to save something, because the time will come when you'll need that. So he said that after 7 years of good harvest come the 7 years of famine, and then the time will come when you will have good rain. At that time you will need the seed to seed the ground. And then it is going to produce. You will have plenty of food. You have plenty of grain. You will have the rain, and then you will have grapes, you have olives, and you will be making oil, you're making juice, and you will do all those kind of things that you will do that. So it will be nice time, harvest time. ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك 7 شداد يأكلن ما قدمت لهن إلا قليلا مما تحصنون ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك عام فيه يغاث الناس وفيه يعصرون. Now Yusuf alayhi salam saw this man coming after almost 9 years and asking him this question. But you can see the nobility of Yusuf alayhi salam. He doesn't tell him, hey, where have you been? You didn't forgot me. And now you're coming to ask. Nothing of that. Because he was a noble person, generous person, kind person. So he did not say any of these things. He says, Yusuf, the righteous, tell us the meaning of that. And he tells him immediately the answer. He also gives them solution of the problem. What is going to happen? Egypt is going to face famine. There will be drought, and you will have difficulty. And this is the way out from that. A very wise answer, very thoughtful answer that he gave to this person. And in a very gracious way, without making any complaint, without making any issue of, you forgot me 9 years. But he does not do that. And told them that this is the solution. So this is, after that, inshallah, will continue next week. That is, then Yusuf alayhi salam, the king must have asked, who told you that? And who is this person? And of course, the story of Yusuf must have been known to the king, because it happened in the palace. High officials' wife accused him, and other ladies accused him, and all of these things, and then he was put in jail. So king must have been aware of that. Oh, that is the person. Okay. So they went and they told him that this is what happened. So king calls him after that. So we'll inshallah read about that. So you can see the beautiful character of Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam in difficult situation, but he does not forget the message of Allah. He presents the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and tells about Tawheed, about Akhirah, about the messengers, about the great Prophet Ibrahim and Ishaq and Yaqub alayhi salam, and tell them the uselessness, the meaninglessness of shirk and the reality of Tawheed, tells them all of these things. And then also his nice gentleness and character, his kindness, his courtesy, that the person who did not remember him, forgot about him, when he comes and asks the question, he answers him immediately. So this great character of Yusuf alayhi salam. He is not only beautiful in physically, but he is beautiful in his character, in his akhlaq, in his manners. Okay, any questions?
Assalamu alaikum, Rasa.
Yeah, just a minute, let me see. The
Okay.
asking question here.
Ayah 37 and 46. Well, the two prisoners and the kings. Does it mention in the Bible, both of them?
I think so. I think that it's mentioned that. And I didn't check it this time, but it is mentioned in the Bible. But what was the crime of these two people? That I mean, there's some of the Tafseer, they mentioned that they were involved in some conspiracy against the king. That's why they were put in jail. But one of them was innocent, the other one was not. That's why he was executed. Yes, Dr. Majid.
See, number of years he stayed in prison. Some tafsir, they say he prayed to Allah that, oh Allah, the number of years in prison is better than these ladies, so I will prefer to go to prison. So Allah accepted his prayer.
Yeah.
Could you explain?
Yusuf alayhi salam, when these ladies were persuading him and telling him that listen to the lady of the house and don't be too, refuse her and anything like that. He said, رَبِّ السِّجْنِ أَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ مِمَّا يَدْعُونَنِي إِلَيْهِ.
Yeah.
My Lord, prison is better for me, because she told in front of the ladies, she said, if he's not going to listen to me, I'm going to throw him in jail. And he said, رَبِّ السِّجْنِ أَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ. The prison is better. I will prefer to have to go to prison rather than commit this sin. So that's why, so he ended up in prison.
I see.
Yeah.
So, like, terms of right now, there's still interpretation of dreams. And who was the right person to ask for the interpretation of dreams?
Yeah. I mean, there are people who know the meaning of dreams, who know how to interpret the dream. And if you I mean, there is no college, university where you person go to get that and get a degree of interpretation of dreams. This is something
It's a gift.
people know, it's the experience.
Um,
And when people explain that, then people tell you that so and so does that, so and so does that. A pious person, good person, God-fearing person, they will be able to, inshallah, explain that.
Should it be reliable?
Yeah. You know,
Like
through the
like to
you will
trust-
know from the word of mouth, from the reputation of the person.
Um,
But there are some books also. People read them. When Sufyan Sauri's book, Ta'bir Roya, Tasvir Ahlam, and there are a number of other books that are there. So people read the books of the explanation of dreams, learn from that. And sometime you may find a person may go and consult those books, and they will give you a whole index of different kind of dreams, dreams of human beings, dreams of animals, and dreams of the daytime and the nighttime, winter time, summertime, all of these things. So all these things, that variation come from that. But it is a knowledge, a special knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to some people.
so,
Yeah. Anybody else?
Do these dreams are sometime real? Do they tell something?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Are they real? We should believe in some dreams, you know.
In the dream?
Yes.
Real, is it? Are they real dreams? That sometimes.
Yeah, some dreams are true. And some dreams are, I mean, people say that when you go to sleep, you are dreaming. But you may remember some dreams and you may not remember some dreams. If you see a dream and you wake up after that, often you remember that. And sometimes you remember the dream early and then forget later in the day. But some dreams stay with you in your mind. Again come to you that I saw that. And then when you see some knowledgeable person, you can ask the person, what is that I saw in my dream that. Sometimes the Sahaba, they used to come to the Prophet ﷺ, and after Fajr, they tell him what dream they had. And the Prophet ﷺ will tell them the meaning of those dreams.
I see.
On that thing, is there any Islamic opinion of if you do see a dream, are you to read too much into it or not read into it? Is there an Islamic opinion about that some dreams can be predictive of something, or should you just disregard them as fragments and random thoughts that doesn't necessarily have any
I mean,
meaning?
there is no law, there is no rule that this dream, if dream tells you something, you must do it.
Yeah, obviously not.
Because Sharia is not based on dreams. Sharia is based on what is given in the Qur'an and the Sunnah.
That's what I figured.
If somebody tells you that I saw in my dream that you should not pray 5 times a day, but that's absolutely wrong. Listen to
It almost seems like a superstition to believe
yeah,
in
so
dreams.
superstitions and all of these things that are not.
Yeah.
But if some dream somehow stay in with you and you cannot ignore it, it comes again and again. That was that. Or you have done istikhara and something came into your mind. And you want to know and find out the meaning, yeah, you can go and consult with someone. But don't follow a dream against the rules of the Sharia. Or do something again to harm someone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, one should not go and do some hurtful thing, harmful thing, or suspicion against somebody simply because of the dream. So well, people have to stay firm with their principles and common sense, but some extra knowledge that is there. Yeah, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he had some dreams, and they used to come true. And he used to see a dream, and then in the morning he will see as if like a clear night that this is what happened.
Those are revelations for a topic.
Yeah.
Different for us.
It is a special way of guiding the people and so on. Okay. Yes.
It's is sharing like my nightmares, like I have like nightmares, that's an example. Sharing nightmares okay to do, or does that feed the shaitan or
Yeah.
like what should I do with nightmares?
Yeah.
What should I do with nightmares? Should I not share it with others?
Yeah.
Or should I just keep it to myself?
Nightmare is also something that happens. And some people cry, some people become very disturbed because of that when they see the dream and they shout and do all those things. And it is mentioned that if you see something like that, say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, turn to the left side, say, tu, and the shaitan is coming, and you turn the side to the right side. So, and then before you go to sleep, you also say, A'udhu bika min hamazati shayateen, A'udhu bika rabbi an yahdurun. O Allah, I seek your protection from the whisperings of shayateen, and save me from that they come near me. Rabbi a'udhu bika min hamazati shayateen. He recites, Qul a'udhu rabbil falaq, Qul a'udhu rabbin nas. So these surahs you should recite before going to sleep. And inshallah, Allah will protect you from that. So before going to sleep, recite the surahs of the Quran. And then in the sleep, if you see a bad dream, a horrible dream, then you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah will save you inshallah from that. Yeah. Because the bad dreams are from shaitan. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us on the right path and follow his message. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.